Once upon a time, in a peaceful village nestled in the heart of a lush valley, there lived a wise Buddhist monk named Li. He was known far and wide for his profound teachings on love and detachment. People came from distant places seeking his wisdom, hoping to learn the secret of loving without attachment. Li's teachings were rooted in the principles of Buddhism, which emphasized the impermanence of all things and the importance of freeing oneself from attachment to achieve true inner peace. He believed that love could be a powerful force for good in the world, but only if it was practiced with wisdom and without attachment. One sunny morning, a young woman named Lena arrived at the monastery seeking Li's guidance. She was deeply troubled by her inability to love without becoming attached. She explained to the monk how she had suffered heartbreak after heartbreak in her relationships, leaving her feeling empty and lost. Li listened compassionately to Lena's story, and then he began to impart his wisdom. "Attachment, my dear Lena, is like a heavy chain that binds our hearts and causes suffering," Li said gently. "But love, when practiced with wisdom, can be a source of great joy and fulfillment." Lena was eager to learn how to love without attachment, and Li decided to share a story that had been passed down through generations in his monastery. But before he did, he explained the fundamental difference between love and attachment. "First of all," Li began, "you need to understand the difference between love and attachment. If you are in love with someone, it means pure love. You say, 'I need you to be happy.' And if that happiness includes me, that's much better. If it does not include me, it's okay anyway. I need you to be happy in your life. That is love. In attachment, you say, 'You need to make me happy.' If they are not able to make you happy, you say, 'Why aren't you making me happy?' That is called attachment." Lena nodded in understanding as Li continued. "So, my dear Lena, to love without attachment, you must first realize that everyone and everything is subject to change. Nothing in this world is permanent. Now, let me tell you a story. In a nearby village," Li began, "there lived a couple named Arash and Maya. They were deeply in love and seemed to be the epitome of a perfect relationship. However, Maya fell seriously ill and her health deteriorated rapidly. Arash was devastated as he couldn't bear the thought of losing his beloved wife. As Maya's condition worsened," Li continued, "Arash spent sleepless nights caring for her, holding her frail hand and whispering words of love. He was attached to the idea of Maya's presence in his life, and he desperately clung to the hope of her recovery. But despite all his efforts, Maya eventually passed away." Lena listened intently, her eyes filled with empathy for Arash. After Maya's passing, Li continued, "Arash was plunged into deep sorrow. He mourned her for days, unable to find solace. But then one night, as he gazed at the moon, a profound realization struck him. He understood that his attachment to Maya had caused his suffering. He had loved her deeply," Li said, "but he had clung to her as if she were a possession, not realizing the impermanence of life." Lena nodded, beginning to see the lesson in the story. Li smiled and said, "Arash decided to honor Maya's memory by living a life of love and compassion. He started helping the less fortunate in his village, offering support to those in need. He found solace in the act of giving and loving without attachment. Over time, Arash's heart healed, and he discovered a profound sense of inner peace." Lena was deeply moved by the story of Arash and Maya. She asked Li, "But how can I learn to love like Arash without becoming attached to the outcomes of my relationships?" Li replied, "The key, my dear Lena, is to cultivate love with an open heart, while embracing the impermanence of life. Understand that all things, including relationships, are subject to change. Now, let me delve deeper into the wisdom of Buddhism. Remember," Li continued, "everything in this world, every experience, and every relationship is subject to change, just as the seasons change. Life is impermanent, and so are our connections with others. When you grasp this fundamental truth, you start to release the chains of attachment." Lena was captivated by Li's words, absorbing the profound insights into love and detachment. She realized that to love without attachment, she needed to embrace the impermanence of life fully. Lee went on, to practice love without attachment, you must cultivate self-awareness. Recognize when attachment arises within you and observe it without judgment. Like a passing cloud in the sky, acknowledge its presence and let it drift away. Additionally, Lee continued, practice mindfulness in your relationships. Be fully present in each moment with your loved ones. Enjoy the beauty of the present without worrying about the future or dwelling on the past. This is where the true essence of love resides. Lena was taking mental notes, eager to apply these teachings in her life. Lee offered more guidance. Accept the impermanence of all things, including relationships. Understand that nothing in this world lasts forever, and that includes the bonds we share with others. Let go of the illusion of control and possessiveness. Cultivate compassion, Lee emphasized. Focus on the well-being and happiness of your loved ones, without expecting anything in return. Be selfless in your love and actions. Your joy should come from seeing them happy, regardless of the circumstances. Practice non-attachment, Lee continued. Detach yourself from specific outcomes in your relationships. Allow them to unfold naturally without trying to control or possess them. This way, you will free yourself from the burden of expectations. Remember, Lee concluded, nurture your own happiness. Find joy and fulfillment within yourself, rather than relying solely on external sources like relationships for your happiness. When you're content within, you can love without needing others to complete you. Lena thanked Lee for his invaluable guidance, feeling inspired and empowered to embark on her journey toward loving without attachment. She left the monastery with a newfound determination to practice these teachings in her life. Over time, Lena began to put Lee's teachings into practice. She learned to love with an open heart, cherishing her relationships without clinging to them. As she embraced impermanence and focused on the present moment, her relationships grew healthier and more fulfilling. Lena's journey toward loving without attachment was not without its challenges, but she understood that it was a lifelong practice. Through her dedication, she discovered a profound sense of inner peace and a love that transcended attachment, a love that was pure, selfless, and everlasting, just like the wisdom she had received from the venerable monk Lee. The moral of the story: true love flourishes when we let go of attachment and embrace the impermanence of life, finding inner peace and selfless compassion in the process. As we come to the end of this Zen journey, I invite you to become an integral part of our InspiraZen community. If you found inspiration in this story, support us by hitting the like button, sharing it with your friends, and leaving a comment below with your thoughts or any Zen stories you'd like to hear next. And for more moments of motivation and tranquility, don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell. Your engagement fuels our journey. Thank you for walking this path of wisdom and enlightenment with us.